of ancient trees. The find marks a turning point in Earth's history. When trees evolved these roots, they help pull carbon dioxide, CO2, from the air, lock it away, radically shifting the planet's climate and leading to the atmosphere we know today. I'll get up the way you screenshot that document. Moving right along. The trees that grew a few tens of millions of years after the Cairo forest also had an indirect impact on the modern climate. Barry has previously written about how fossilized remains of these forests formed the coal, put coal in the chat, that fueled the industrial revolution around the globe. Okay? So they took the court iron process from our brothers, the Caribs, the Lukukairi, right there in the islands. Made the court iron process. They took the coal out of this forest right here, the oldest forest on the planet right here, and they took all the plants, all the fruits and vegetables from the Americas, and that's what made the Industrial Revolution from the Americas. They couldn't do it from Europe. They couldn't do it from Africa. They couldn't do it from Asia. They had to make the Industrial Revolution, the hub of it, come from the motherland, from here. As you can see right here. Get out the way you screenshot that document. You see, look, this is not the first time Barry and his colleagues had explored the primitive forest. In the 19th century, researchers discovered the fossilized forest of Gilboa, New York, 40 kilometers from the Cairo site, as you can see right here, containing 382-million-year-old specimens, as you can see right there. So they don't have this stuff in no Africa, all right? Some parts of South Africa have small, like crustacean Devonian stuff, but they don't have full-blown tetrapoda. They got stuff that they're saying is extinct, and that's how you know it's not real. They're just making something up for Africa, so they have a something. They don't have no Devonian sites. We're going to get into that. This forest right here is set during the Devonian period. We're going to get into that. This shows that they're one on that. This shows that their whole out of Africa theory is not real, and it shows that their Pangea could not be possible. I'm going to show you. None of the trees in the old wood reproduce using multicellular seeds, the researchers wrote. Instead, produce offspring using single-cell spores. There were 3 types of trees in the ancient forest. You see that? 3. There's the names, as you can see right here. Discovered in a limestone quarry, all that remains of a 386-million-year-old forest are some fossilized root networks. You see that? Root networks of those dozens of trees in Cairo, New York. Limestone quarry. Long ago, the giant trees in the ancient forest likely covered a region stretching into Pennsylvania and beyond. You see? The researchers wrote. And they're about 2 million years older than the previous record holder for most ancient forests, discovered 25 miles, 40 kilometers west in Gilboa, New York. So literally we have 4 of the top 5 oldest forests on the planet, and we put them there. And I'm going to show you that. Right. Look, this is what they said about those trees. Look, it is surprising to see plants which were previously thought to have had mutually exclusive habitat preferences growing together. So it shows you right here, mutually exclusive habitat preferences means that they're used to seeing one tree grow in a very tropical climate and another tree they're used to seeing grow in a very cold climate. But here you see them growing together creating the terra preta, which over hundreds of millions of years will turn into coal, which symbolizes this is the milpa planting system in the oldest forest on the planet. Somebody did that. Someone did this. And that's why that Sumerian, see, and that's why that information, this is so important. When they mistranslated this, it stopped you from finding the origins, you see? But once I retranslated and gave the real translation, it helps us track our culture back to the oldest forest on the planet. From that to this. Look at that. Yo, shout out to the people getting us to the line. Go, I appreciate you. Look, look. And we did the same thing with the Amazon rainforest. 227 hyper dominant trees make up all the rest, thousands of species of plants and trees and stuff in Amazon forest. 200, that Amazon forest was created from 227 hyper dominant trees. Period. Yo, yeah, it shows our culture. This is Kemet. This is Kemetic culture, which you see all up and down the lands. This went extinct when the ice ages happened. This went extinct. Then we walked down, and then we walked, all the people from here walked down into South America, made the Amazon rainforest. Same thing, did the same exact thing. Milpo agriculture and the forest agriculture, Milpo forest agriculture. Yes, I've done many studies on it. I was doing the Milpa culture and all of that stuff before I even translated my first translation, and that was this translation. And that's why I was able to translate this, because they made me do the plants and all of that first. They made me know the plants unequivocally. So then when I seen this, I was like, yo, that's the Milpa right there. So I knew it right away. Right away. Yes, I did. That is the Milpa. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what happens when they give you the divine walk like that. They teach you. They teach you how you need to be taught. You're not going to recognize that in the John unless they teach you that like that. That you are teaching the agriculture. I was already teaching that all the agriculture comes from the Americas. The motherland, the water systems. I was already teaching all that. I was already teaching all that before I translated this. This is my first translation I've ever done, and now I can't even. That was 4 years ago. Now I can't even tell you how many translate. I can't. I don't know. I don't know. I translate something every day. Sometimes multiple things. So I couldn't tell you. Like literally. But it's all recorded though. Like you'd have to ask me the question and I could tell you like that. But I could like it's too much, so much information. Brain matter contained too much data. Literally. On some black thought stuff. Yeah. Straight up. That's what I tried to tell you. So this right here, that forest, once you know about this forest here, it shows you, yes, right? 144 on that. That's right. 144. Let's get it. So you see that right there, is set during a time called the Devonian period. All right. The Devonian period is the age of fishes. We're going to, let's go ahead and pull up some of the Devonian localities. Now, this right here that's what I'm saying. We can go full blown, extensive research. I've done the most extensive research on this planet, about the planet, and all the artifacts, the histories, the religions, the everything. Nobody is my match. No. Let me get out the way. No. As you can see right here, the early Devonian periods, we've been talking about this many years. We told everyone that Europe is older than those other places. Europe, some parts of Europe came out the ocean a little bit after uh, a few millions of years after the Americas. And here you see it, Scotland, right? You see it here, right? You see it. They have an early Devonian site that houses some of the arthropods. You see what I'm saying? What is not completely a tetrapod, right? We're talking about tetrapoda here, right? We're talking tetrapoda, right? Okay, right? We're talking. Let's figure out what the tetrapoda is. Okay, tetrapoda is the four leg in Greek, right? Here we go. The tetrapoda means four legs in Greek. Here it is right there. Tetrapod include all four living vertebrates, all of them, such as frogs, turtles, right? Hawks and lions. They come from here. They do not come from Africa. Africa does not have the Devonian lions. You don't have them. And extinct, right? And look, which include members of animals that have returned to life in the water, such as turtles, snakes, whales, and dolphins, seals, and sea lions. You see, there's stories about that. There's stories about how they were created. They were people who did things in their life like Cheeto dust in them. Cheeto dust in them will become fish and sea lions and penguins, and they're gonna stand over in that cold. That's what that all is, man. That's what people don't realize. You become. That's what you become. That's what happens. That's what happens to your soul. That's what happens to your soul. People don't realize that, but they talk about it, how people were changed to fish and all that. And I have more evidence. Matter of fact, tonight I'll bring that stuff. I'll show this correlation tonight. All right, I'll bring the stuff that shows this is not fake, and was people. These whales and dolphins going back into the sea is people. That's people that were changed to those fish. That's why they don't want you. They're giants and stuff. They don't want you talking to those dolphins, and that's why. That's why. Now you see. Back to the Devonian sites. So we talking about all the joints, right? Now you see the Middle Devonian site in Iowa, USA. You see, gouged out during the flooded summer, 1993. The Falls of Ohio State Park. This is the largest exposed Devonian fossil bed in the world. In the world. Located in Indiana, USA, on the Ohio River. See that? The Gilboa, which we just went over, second oldest forest on the planet, excuse me, located in the New York Catskills Mountains. This site has yielded fossils. Don't make me say that. Red Hill, Pennsylvania. You see right here. You don't see Africa anywhere, do you? No, you don't. By the way, the most exquisite example of the Devonian period is in Ontario, Canada, right here in North America, where they call Canada today. Now, this is how you know that this is completely impossible. This is how you know that this is completely impossible. I'm running through their whole science. This is how you know this is completely impossible, because Africa don't have no Devonian sites or no coal here. You see, that oldest forest on the planet stretched all the way to the coast, right? Let's go to the coal. It's the map of all the coal. That's what I'm trying to tell you, boy. I will drown these people in the information. I will drown you in this information. You ain't on this. Like everybody out here TikToking. I'll literally get to this scientifical. Really, really go in, bro. This is the map of all the coal content on the planet. Coal is a fossil fuel. The verbatim definition of coal. Coal is a fossil fuel formed from the remains of dead plants and animals that is subjected to heat and pressure over millions of years. The plant matter decays into peat, which is then converted into coal. Now, when you see here, if Africa was right up on top of us, you'd have the remnants, because they said Pangea broke up 200 million years ago. They said that this broke up 200 million years ago. Well, I just showed you that oldest forest on the planet is 386 million years old, right? 385 here, and show here 386. 386 million years old. So we're going with the higher John. 386 million years old, right? So that means if you was next to us, you would have remnants of that coal and that forest on your west coast, and you do not. You see, also, you would have remnants of the Devonian period in here, because the people, the Devonian period, that you would have been like this during the Devonian period, right? 386 million years ago, this would have been here, just like this, they're saying. So those animals would have needed to crawl all the way across Africa without any of them passing away, crawl all the way across here, got to the Americas, and passed away all in here, for us to have the largest exposed Devonian fossil bed in the world. Right there, right? It shows that this is impossible. There's no way. Yeah, it's completely impossible. There's no way. You weren't there, and they crawled up onto the land right there, buddy. You wasn't there. Same thing with the Carboniferous period. The next period after the Devonian period, the main period after the Devonian period, is called the Carboniferous period, which has two distinct periods inside of the Carboniferous period, with the older one being the Mississippian period, and the Pennsylvanian being the younger. So those are is when serpents come onto the land, when the snakes, a lot of the snakes, the big snakes and all that, start coming onto the land, right? Africa's your largest, you don't have an anaconda. So we don't see this explosion of serpents here. We don't see it. We don't see it. We don't see it. Your largest snake in Africa is the rock python. The rock python's average is 10 feet. 10 foot long is your average on the rock python. Our average in our anaconda is 20. Okay. You've had a rock python over there that was 16 at one point, but that's not, you don't have the megafauna. You don't have it. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have it. You see, not to support the big, you don't have, you don't have the to support the the big snakes. You don't have it. It's as simple as that. So it shows right here that Africa got a little poop stain right there. Africa has a little poop stain of coal right here. And I just showed you that this was mostly desert. So it shows that nobody migrated out of this land here. There was never nobody. Not only did no one migrate, but the animals that you see in this land were brought there to give it a microbiome and a micro, so you can start inhabiting it. Because if you don't bring animals there, it's not gonna be habitable at all. You see, and so it shows that somebody brought stuff here. Yeah, they brought everything that's in Africa was brought to Africa. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got this going on in your forest. You don't have this going on in your forest, Joe. You see what I'm saying? You don't. We got milpa planting system all throughout our forests, creating the terra preta, North America, South America. Yes. You see? That's how you know this is impossible. That's not just one, that's not only one way. But the other way is something called marine ice, the thermohalion conveyor. Here it is right here. The thermohalion conveyor, also known as the Gulf Stream. Thermohalion conveyor or thermohalion circulation is what controls the different atmospheres on the globe. You see what I'm saying? You see? Now I'm going to show you. It starts right here in what they call the Gulf of Mexico. See that? That's where it comes from. So it's impossible that you could be up on top of the thermohalion conveyor, stifling it. That's what oxygenates the water. That's what sends the different atmospheres around the globe. It don't make no sense. It's not making sense. Your science is not real. That's why I said they was like, oh, that's why when the people are like, oh, it's broad. That's a broad sentence. What you're saying, like, no, it ain't broad. I'm gonna cover the whole thing in this live stream. I know you just think I got a hoodie on, so you don't think it's possible, but that's what I want you to think. I want you to underestimate this whole situation so you can get yourself taught something truly amazing. As you can see here, and this explains why Africa looks that way. Look at the circulation. Look at it. You see, it's not because Africa was up on top of us at one point. No, it shows that when the circulation comes out of here, the same way it comes out, how it looks when it comes out, it's going to go back in and shape it the same way. It's going to shape this and it goes back. The current will shape that. And that's why it looks like that. Look at that there. You see, that's why it looks like that, ladies and gentlemen. Not because it was up on top of us. Now you can see the circulation is what eroded Africa to look like this gap over here, because when this comes out, there's a gap that looks just like this, and that's why. That's why, because the water erosion eroded Africa. As you can see right there. Yeah, I know. Damn. I know, damn. That was my first book. That's all the stuff you just seen right there is in my first book. Yes. When the Earth Speaks. This joint right here. Yes. That's all my first book.
Look at Earth, salute you, OG. And I don't know if you remember me, but I first started following you when you exposed the EnginEarMedia video.
Okay, yeah, okay. I think I do remember. Yeah,
say no more. But what you just did right now, they mad, bro.
Yeah, they mad about that.
They mad, bro. We them people, bro. Damn, my shit copper right now.
Copper.
Hey, I'm gone. I gotta get to work, bro. I love y'all.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your support, man.
Yes, sir.
You want to shout out to people or so? You want to shout out where you from?
I'm from Houston, Texas, man. We got mounds out here too.
Houston, shout out to Houston, Texas, man. Shout out to everybody, all the Aboriginal American, oldest population on the planet. I got our documents. Can't nobody run through none of this over here, man. So we
Salute you,
go real
OG.
deep over here. We got a lot of information. Feel me?
When you get a chance, put some research on Houston, Texas. Put it on out here and let us see, because I don't know a lot. I know a lot about where the old man Mississippi River is, Louisiana, New Mexico, but I don't got a lot of research on Houston, Texas, or Texas, period.
Well, that's why you out there.
Yes, sir.
That's why you out there. I do the full thing. I do cover some of those areas and all that. All of that stuff right there is all the same land for as far as I'm concerned. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
We just do small, different, a little bit different, but it's the same culture. You feel what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
We don't. It ain't really. It's just a little different nuance to the Midwest, to the South, to the North, to the West Coast. It's just we do the same culture, it's just a little bit different. It's just our bar. It's like our barbecue. Same thing like our barbecue. You know what I mean? Like in Memphis, they got certain kind of chili. In Texas, they got a different kind of chili. One got beans and one don't. You feel what I'm saying? Louisiana, our barbecue on the East Coast, we do a lot of sandwiches with our jaunts up here. You know what I'm saying? We do like cheese steaks and stuff like that, banging cheese steak. Down south, you're getting into like a whole different thing. Down south is a whole different experience on the barbecue. When you're going over into Louisiana barbecue and all that, it's completely different. It's crawl boils and all that. So it's the same it's the same culture, but we just do it a little different.
It's a little tweak.
Shit.
Yeah.
And it's a good tweak too. And that's what's beautiful about our culture.
None of us got really bad tweaks. And I salute you, OG, man. I'm a follower. Hey, I give. Hey, man, OG right here, he one of the people gonna lead us to the promised land, man. Y'all better listen. Y'all better listen.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. It's love, OG. Peace, man. I'm listening. You can go and drive me.
Shout out to the people, man. Shout out to the support system all around the globe, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. Shout out to the people who support what we're doing here, man. Help us bring you this content on a day-to-day basis. This is what you actually need to know. That's what I'm telling you. You need to go get my books. Because if you don't have them, you don't know shit. Simple. I'm not lying to you. I'm not just trying to boost myself. I'm not. I'm trying to help you out. I wrote them for you. That's why I didn't make them expensive or none of that. Like, I know people who made books and then made them $250,000. I'm serious. The one book, the 103 Amazing Facts About the Black Indian of the Western Hemisphere in the hardcover is $250,000. It's a $250,000 book. I don't know if he got a sale yet. I don't know. He probably got some soft cover sales, Yes, I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. Well, you think I'm lying? I talked to the author, dude. I spoke to the author, bro. I ain't lying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you talking to the dude who spoke to the author of the book. I spoke to that author. I don't play. I go all the way in. You try to find me what? What you mean? Yeah, I did. 103 Amazing Facts About the Black Indian of the Western Hemisphere. I needed that book. I needed that hardcover, but he wouldn't let me get that. Couldn't get that. No. I made my joint $100. And it costs damn near almost that to make. I ain't making nothing off them books. No, I ain't making barely nothing off them books, man. No. I need you to get the book so you can have it. So you can have the knowledge. You see? Then you could teach it. You could teach it to somebody when you know the knowledge. You know? When you know the knowledge, you could teach it. This is the knowledge you need to have. The stuff that they're teaching you in the schools is not real. Okay? Not. It's not, bro. So that's why all that stuff I just showed you, all of that's in my first book. My second book tells the history of the world through the hieroglyphics and all that. My first book goes scientifical, straight up scientifical foundation. You see, you have to have that foundation. What I just showed you, that's our foundation. Yes, that's our foundation, and that's what I'm like. You're like, damn, yeah. That's a firm foundation. You see what I'm saying? That's our foundation. I took that thing back even further than that over that forest because I found footprints, like shoe prints. From 500 million years ago. 600 million years ago. They were squashing something called a tetrapoda. I mean not a tetrapoda, not a tetrapoda, trilobite. A trilobite, if you go look up the trilobites went extinct 600 million years ago, and it's squashing them. So something must have happened, like they must have had a catastrophe right when they were doing that, and they just right there. Yeah. Trilobites went extinct 500 to 600 million years ago. You might want to go check that. Right here in the Americas, they found that. Then the dude who found it was ostracized. Oh yeah, the dude who found it was ostracized. Obviously, they want to keep the Americas. They made their science as colonization. It's not real. It's fake. Like I'm showing right here. This is a rhetorical question, and I just showed that it's rhetorical. Every question I ask up here is rhetorical. It's just the dingbats don't realize it. Come up here acting like they know. You don't know. You got taught by Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. That's why you don't know. You got taught by a bunch of pedos that was playing with your mind and made you pay for it. They don't just play with kids. They play with your mind, and they made you play for nothing. They made you pay for a lie to be well versed in lying. Now they don't even know it. Because no PhD could come up here. No PhD in education could come up here. None of them. I know Ivy League PhD education could come up here at all. No, they couldn't. Because they would get, you know it. You don't think that they watch, you're wrong. You're wrong. They know that they weren't taught none of this stuff. None of this stuff was in their curriculum, but they wish it was. They wish it was because this is the real stuff. You know what I mean? Now they see that their foundation, which they thought they were like, you're not supposed to be teaching people all that, and you ain't even supposed to be teaching nobody. You calling yourself a PhD in education? You ain't even supposed to be teaching nobody. Crazy. All those years of school. All those years of school. And all that money you spent to go there. Still paying that student loan? Let them keep sending their children to that school. Y'all teach our children this information, and then we're going to see who wins. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The schools are losing funding as we speak because the teachers know a lot of the people out here right now, there's thousands of people who come through my live stream. Right now we had 1,900 people come through. Some of those people are teachers in their education system, and they're seeing like, oh my goodness. And that's just the people who admittedly came into the room. We ain't talking about the other 2,000, 3,000 people who sits outside the room and don't never come in here, but still watch every day. Pretend they don't like me. You can not like me all you want, but you got to respect everything I did here. And that's it. But that's what happens. They don't want to support. They don't want to support anything that I'm doing. You know what I mean? They want to see if something happens to me. That's what they want to see. They don't really care. I mean, they're learning, and they're just selfish. They're very selfish. So they want it all just to be for them. So they want to learn all this information, and they want to see what happens to me too, and then go about their life, and then maybe morph this information into their stuff later on. They're just waiting for it to go down. But see, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. All the things that I'd said is happening for you. You see, so I just kind of stay out the way and show that you crumble your stuff. You know what I mean? Come up here, make your freaking liver quiver. Quiver your lever. You know what I mean? Make your lever quiver. You know what I mean? And then going about my day. Wait a minute. And quiver your lever. My bad. Wait a second. Come up here, knock your whole consciousness, knock the lever off of your consciousness. Then I go about my make your lever quiver. That's so crazy. My bad. I'm never gonna say that again. Wait a second. Hey guys. That's what I do. You see what I'm saying? If I don't, that right there, that's powerful information. You're like, damn. That's what happens. Freaking Speedy Gonzalez came around there. Made your lever quiver. My bad. Y'all. Yours is crazy, man. Stop making me say that, all right? Everybody, where the heck do you be coming up with that stuff from? Where? I don't know. That is the air. I'm just receiving. And they said to say the lever. And I was like, all right. They doing the same thing to me like you are. They are. In the unseen realms, they're doing the same thing that you're doing to me here, like in the seen realms. I mean, they're like, say this, say that. What is it? Do this, do that, do that, do that, do this one, do that one. I don't be having my own thoughts into the way. I just let it go. And we just do it. It just makes it funner, man. Once I'll be trying to be all rigid with it. Right? My son, you know who did that? Who helped me with that? Prince Bear Dunbar. The Prince Bear Amaru. Let's go, Bear Amaru. Prince Bear Dunbar. He did. Because when I came on here, I was going in like on some rigid get to the information, John. I wasn't even going on You know what I mean? And then I did my first couple videos, right? On the John Bear, the one who showed me how to get on this platform. Then I did my first couple videos on here. Like when I first got on here, I did my first couple videos and I was like, yo, you like that? I showed Bear, I showed Prince Bear. I was like, yo, you like that? He was like, he did like that, and I was like, I started cracking up, man. I was like, what? He was like, it's good, but you put some music in the background and just be yourself. Like you're funny and all that. Do the funny stuff. Like be funny. Like, and I was like, all right. I try to be myself a little more on the videos, and that's the rest is history. The next Josh started acting crazy on the videos. But you want to add some personality to this thing? All right. Cause I ain't know. I never was online. I never really knew how to do it. You know what I mean? No. Especially when you're doing the information, and that's kind of how we grew up learning, watching people who taught. I just did it how I seen people who taught teach, kind of. You know what I mean? And it was rigid and dumb. And my son, Prince Bear Dunbar, man. Shout out to Prince Bear Dunbar, man. He the one told me. It squared me away. Yeah. And that's what happened, yo. I was in the car, like we was just going to get something to eat or whatever. And on the way to there, I gave him the Jones, like, you like that? He started praising hit me with that job. Hit me with the eyebrows. I started cracking up because we're pretty brutally honest with it. And that's I like that. I like that. I don't like the people who beat around the bush. I hate that. Just tell me, bro. I mean, what the And that's how the Dunbars are, and I like that. I'll be cracking up because my sons are like that. They'll tell you straight up. They'll tell you, but in the interest of helping you. You know what I mean? It might sound crazy, but they're telling you the real stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's funny, man. It's a funny thing. Yeah. They try not to. I'm really not like that. I just do. I just tell you. I never really tried not to. Like, there's some instances where I did the same thing. Because you're intelligent, there's certain things you ain't gonna just certain scenarios where you don't want to go flexing that intelligence on people. You know what I mean? You kind of just want to just play the background on it, and it's like, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. I'm not even being around. I ain't even being around. Because then you can, like, once you just, repeat the situation, you can see who's around, bro. Be a lot of dingbats out there, man. Just, you know what I mean? It's just how it is. Yeah, man. I appreciate the people who came up here and let me listen to me do the real nerdy side of this stuff, because that is, it can get like, dang, Earth's a full blown nerd, man. Yeah. Straight up hoodie nerd, yeah. Hoodie nerd on deck, yeah. Crazy. Dang. Yeah, but it's just our people's rhythm, man. It's just what it is. We just once the cycle, once you can get all the bad stuff, you're capturing all the good stuff. And that's what I did. I did a mental exercise that I used to do it, right? To be able to get this kind of knowledge, first you have to get the negative thoughts, because you came out of the dark cycle, right? 24,000 year dark cycle. So You gonna have negative thoughts running through your mind. Okay, those negative thoughts. It's just how it is, right? When you're coming out of that and you don't know anything, you're in the dark. You're gonna have these negative thoughts going through your mind. You need to know that those are not your thoughts. You are a receiver that is picking up the frequency of the planet. That's what's happening. You call them thoughts. Okay. Now that you know that is you receiving the negative thoughts and the things that you've seen, right? The things that you're listening to, all of that stuff, your diet, basically your diet, because it's not just what you eat, right? It's what you're watching, what you're seeing, who the people you're around, what you're hearing, the music you listen to is your diet. You see, you got to check it all of it. All of it. If you have negative Johns in your diet and your words that are happening in your diet, negative, and you're perpetuating it and you're whatever, it will manifest to your reality. You can't grow out of it. So, I developed a system of how to take care of it, right? What you do is this. When you're receiving that cycle, is the dark cycle running through your head right there, right? You have your positive thoughts too, your own stuff that you have, your own like aspirations and things like that, and creativities and things like that. That is yours, right? But these other things, there be negative thoughts, you see? So what you do, as soon as you have a negative thought, it's important to identify it. Stop what you're doing mentally. Don't mean you need to crash your freaking vehicle, okay? If you're driving down the street and it happens. If somebody cut you off and then you have a negative freaking, that whole thing. You need to, if that happens, you need to check that negative thought immediately with 2 positive thoughts. So you identify it immediately is the first step, is to identify the negative thought. You have to do this every single time. It won't take that long, I'm telling you. Identify that negative thought, replace it with a positive thought immediately. Think of something, your aspiration immediately, or something good that you're going to do for Mother Earth, or your next offering that you're going to give to the sun or the earth or the tree or whatever. Replace it with that positive thought, then replace it with another positive thought. 2 positive thoughts will replace that negative, right? So what happens is, and then you can say a positive affirmation into the frequency. You do that right there. You do that for 6 months. You're going to see your whole thing flip. And then into a year, you ain't going to have no more negative thoughts running through your brain, right? Now that you check those negative thoughts, now you're picking up the cycle. You're picking up the sun cycle. You're picking up the frequency of the sun now. And that's where you get taught. That's where you get the stuff. That's how I did it. That's how I started doing it. That's how I did it. Then I started listening to myself like that. Because when I was a young boy, I was a stupid young boy. I was about one of the dumbest young boys you could ever. Because it's ignorant. And I grew up like that, didn't know no different. So, literally didn't know. So, like, when you know better, you're going to do better. That's all I can say. I was a dumbass. Yes. And that's the cycle. That was, you having negative thoughts running through your brain. You don't know what to do. You don't know anything. And nobody around you knows neither. Nobody around you knows. Nobody. No, the adults don't know. They're waiting on a disclosure from the pedos, from freaking Ghislaine Maxwell's daddy and his friends. That's what they're waiting on. Look at this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna show you what they say when their kids be like, Mom, what is that? They're like, I don't know. Exactly. You don't know because all you are interested in is colonization. You ain't never been interested in shit. Let me show you something. Watch this. That's a shooting star. I don't think that's a shooting star. I don't know what that is. I know exactly. I don't know. That's a shooting star. I don't know what that is. What is that? Go get Mom. Can we help Mom? I gotta get her. What is that? Mom, come outside. We found a shooting star. What's something? No, we got you don't know the key. He's in the star. Come out here. Mom, come out here. No, it's not a helicopter. Babe, this is not a helicopter. What is it? Where is that? I got it on video, so I don't know what that is. Right. See that? See that? You see what his son asked him? What his son asked him? He said, your dad, what is that? He said, you think if my son asked me, your dad, what is that? I'm gonna tell him, and then I'll show him. See, you intelligent, but you don't know that though. I thought you said you was intelligent. I thought you said your IQ was IQ. I can bring that. What's your IQ? Is it high? The highest on the planet? All right, let me get this video. What's this? I don't know. Oh, wait. But you said you had the highest IQ on the planet. What happened? Who's got the highest IQ? Why don't you bring them up here? I got some stuff that you can learn much things from you. I'm gonna ask you the first question. I'm gonna ask you is who made the IQ test? If you don't know, you're gonna get kicked out. I'm just saying, you're gonna get kicked out immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would probably just keep you in just to toy with you and show that none of these things exactly. My people know. My people know. Yo, you smoke them if you got them, man. You know what today is, right? Smoke them if you got them. 4 Twinkie. Let's go. Happy 4 Twinkie, man. Y'all go ahead and smoke that up. Hey, I know I am. I'm going to do a double down cheapy chief. I don't even know what that is, but we're going to try to figure out how to do it. Sounds like something I'm going to try to do. So double down. Smoke down. 420. You forgot it was 420 today, huh? 420, baby. Yes. Everybody that forgot it was 420 just made everything like, yes, it is 420, yes. You made the day even better. I made the day just great. It was like, oh, yes, it is that? Man, everybody's so crazy. Happy 420, baby. Let's go. Yeah. Man, we love the 420s. We're going to do, listen, once these people are completely out the way, it's going to be full celebration 420 all the time. It is, man. I'm serious. You tripping. I can't hold it to tonight. Nah. I can't hold nothing tonight. I got to be ready today. I know if you're doing something, you got stuff to do through the day or something, you got to hold on, then wait till later on when you get home out your shower, get your food ready, get yourself something to eat. I'll be nice and full. Then you go over there, get your hair. You be like, oh, baby. Oh, baby. I got you. I got you. I've had those days. Like, oh, baby. I'm chilling now. Stay out my way. So I can go just pull a glyph up or something. Just you staring into a glyph. So I'll be just like, that's what I enjoy doing. That's what I do. I look at everybody's future. I know everybody like, damn, that's crazy though. Like when you know that I have those kinds of gifts and you just know that that's all I do all day long, every day is just look at that stuff. Damn. Yeah. I know there's a lot of people out there right now that are doing kind of the same thing. They're kind of looking at the stuff that we go over, man. We're just looking at our stuff, expounding upon the programming. Literally, man. It's an amazing time to be alive, yo. It really is, man. We're gonna see it and do some amazing things, man. So that's what we're doing it right now. We're warming up. This thing about to go all the way to the ha-ha. This thing about to go all the way to the ha-ha. Yeah, man. We there. Shout out to the people, man. I appreciate that people got us to the live stream goal already. So shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. You hope you chosen? Can't hope. Don't hope, don't float. Hope, don't float. You gotta do the work. Where do you think I got all this stuff from? Got it from the sun. And I did the work. You gotta still use your avatar to do the work. You know what I mean? You still gotta be, you know what I mean? Part of it all. Being part of it all is knowing the information. If you don't know the information, you just hear. Like there's no way you can affect the cycle. That's why the people who know the information are the ones who's going to be saved. The people who know this stuff, the people who, you see, those people are the chosen people. There are the star seeds of the chosen people. There are, you know, a little over 100,000, like 144,000 people. There's 144,000 chosen people. 700 of which is coming with me to the city of the sun. All 144,000 ain't gonna beat it. We'll come back. We're gonna come back. We gotta go. We gotta go for 1,000 years. It's gonna be a whole catastrophe that happens here. There's going to be a asteroid that hits the planet. I've shown it. I've shown it. Put an Earth in the chat if you was here when I showed the asteroid that hits the planet. It shows it. It changes what the planet looks like. Mm-hmm. It does. And they know it. Yeah. It's in the hieroglyphics, man. Yes. Yes. I know. I know it's crazy, but that's right. You want to see it? I'll show it. You want to see it? Yeah. There it is. This is the whole Earth right here. Behind it is our Father, the Son. Look, you see his whole silhouette. He comes close to the jump right here. You can see right here. You can see right here. Look, you can see his eye and nose right here. You see his mouth, and he got a. He's chiefing, but right here, there's a hole on top of the earth here. You see the hole? The jaw hits the. You can see this is California right here. This is then the Florida. This is the Gulf of Mexico right here. Florida right here. This is North America right here. That's North America right there. It hits. This is a hole right there. Boom, and it drags across. It changes the planet, and then the planet um spews a lot of those people off of the planet, and like spews them into different parts of the planet. But they're not going to know where they're at. They're not going to know where they're at. Yeah, you can see the whole earth. This is the whole earth right here. This is the whole earth right here. And see, here's the hole right there. Here you go. This is all North America. This is the East Coast right here. Come down to Florida, Gulf of Mexico. This is right here going down into Mexico down in here. You can see California here. And you see the line that comes right here. It breaks that off. It hits and breaks that off. You see. And the sun, this is the earth right here. She's sick of them. She like spews them out of her mouth right there. I mean, there it is. Make no mistake about it. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can act like it ain't gonna go down like that all you want. Okay. Yeah, I know because look, you see this right here? See the eye, the eyebrow, the nose, see the mustache, my beard, my lip and everything. You see my whole forehead, my whole face right there. I'm looking at this woman, they trying to tempt me with her. You're not going, it's not gonna work. You see that? I see what you're gonna try to do, but it ain't gonna work. We had another. You had another. One of y'all's little sneaky little dudes go down in the middle of the night last night. Yeah, try to take a plane to go do something to somebody, right? And what happened to you? What happened to you when you took that plane? You thought that you was gonna go collect somebody, but you didn't know that when you got on there, you was going to your grave. Really, you wasn't going to collect no one. I keep telling you that. No, she's bad. She's right here. Here's her eye, her other eye, her head, her hair's right here, right here, and she's got her whole bosoms out right there. You can see her whole bosoms right there. You see, I know what they're going to do, and if I go with her, it shows this arrow. See that arrow right there? Then we just have a regular kingdoms here, but and look, it shows like I have. You see the tires and all that on this black Ferrari right there? That's man, it shows, but I'm not taking that route. See, that's the wide route. You know, most people would take this route. That's why it's wide like this, but it shows this other little arrow right here. Me bypassing it, bypassing her. Yeah, she's bypassed already. Like I've already made that decision. You see what I'm saying? I've already made that decision years ago. She's not no factor. You're not a factor. No. You're not even you're not even allowed to be around me. No. No, 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 no. That's why I ain't had no girlfriends and all that because I already know all that what's gonna happen. I know that they're gonna try to what they're gonna try to do. So I can't have none of that around me. Too dangerous for my people's future. Like you see, I don't want to take us here. I'm not taking us there. You see, and it matters of how I choose, and I know that. And whether my people know it or not, it does matter how I choose. You see what I'm saying? For all of our future. So I'm not choosing that for us, yo. You see what I'm saying? This is part of me deciding for our collective. You see what I'm saying? And I would never do that to our people. No, 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 hell no. No, 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 hell no. So I'm showing you that right there, that it gives me the choice here. Always have the choice, man. You can take the choice. I'm not telling you. You think I'm taking the wide road? Bumped your head. I ain't took the wide road this whole time. Why would I start taking the wide road now? I'd take this, bang, go past that, bam, and that's it. We're out of there. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally, that's what's going on right now. So, no, I ain't got, that's what I'm saying. I ain't crazy. This is super heavyweight championship of the freaking universe, yo. You gotta realize. I took the peel straight, yo. There's no way that they can get me. And that's the thing. I'm gonna tell you, that's why I'm appreciative. You see, the sun teaches us everything. Because I don't give a damn how many dudes out there is passing her up right here. Are y'all passing her up? Most men on the planet, if they see her, pulling up in that, done, solidified. And because she gonna come up with the here, look, I'm gonna get you here, let me get you this new gear, all this. Yeah, I don't like how you dress. You gotta put this on, get your thing, boom, boom, boom. And here, she gonna do all that. She gonna try to keep you in the pocket, put you in the pocket. She gonna do it all. And I've seen her in the sun before. It showed me in her before. I seen this. I seen her before in the sun. The sun showed me the other path, and it showed that she would be a good wife to me, and she wouldn't, do nothing crazy stuff. She wouldn't do nothing crazy, none of that. She would just be my wife forever. That's it. But I ain't come here for that. I ain't come here for none of that. That's that whole fairy tale they try to sell you. I don't give a damn about that. I'm going to the cosmos. And ain't no woman on the planet can stop that. Nothing can stop it. I'm going to the cosmos, man. I'm going to the sun. First thing foremost. You think I'm going to give that up for her? I've had prettier women in the dark cycle when I ain't no shit. Shout out to my ancestors for always putting fine women in my life all the time. So that don't make me that don't deter me from doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I see that now. That's how I see it now. Because that's exactly what that was. I always had women that had money and they were fine. Always. I did. I did. But they was all toxic just like I was. It was all toxic. What's wrong? Gotta be very disciplined right now, man. This is for the super heavyweight championship of the universe, and you can't let them anything, even though that would be nice right now. Trust me. But we got better things in our future, way better. So I'm not giving that up for that woman right there. Bump your head, bump your damn head. Like, not only that, but I literally, if there wasn't no karmic debt attached to it, she would get drop kicked out the way. She would get drop kicked out the way and everything. Like, I'm waiting for them to try to play that move on me, because I already know you're gonna be bad. You're gonna be like, dang. Say what you want, do what you want, do whatever you want. I don't care. I know it hurts. I know it hurts your sensibilities, but I know who you are. They must not didn't tell you that. You're not coming over here. You bumps your head. You're not Atlantean. You're not none of that. You don't have nothing to do with an Atlantean. You just look good. That's it. That ain't enough. So. That ain't enough. So you see, they do that right before the situation. So this is about to be something. You don't have no other plays. They don't have no other play. That's the only play they have. This is the only play they have. You see? They can't knock me off. They tried. They tried. The only other way they can do it is try to send her to try to control me. That ain't gonna happen, boys. Ain't gonna happen. But that's the only play you have. It's the only play you have. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you right now. You don't have no other play. No, you don't. I told you a long time ago that you didn't. You have one move on this chess game, and it's that lady right there. Try to move your queen into the position in front of the king. It's the only thing. Only thing you can do. Can't do nothing else. It shows what's about to happen here. No, I know her name and everything. I'm going to tell her name when she walks up to me. When I see you and I'm introduced to you, I don't need to know your name. I know what your name is. I just don't say it on the internet because I just want you to think that I don't. And then when you come up, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the dude that sent you and everything. And the whole cosmos is going to be watching the interactions. The whole cosmos is going to be watching that moment. And I know it. And I know it's the very, very heavy moment for the whole universe. I know it is. Because that's the only play they have. They don't have no other plays. I'd have to go my free will. I'd have to use my free will to do it. That's it. I have to use my free will. They can't do nothing else. That's very frustrating for them because then you think they gotta think like, yeah, that's the only thing, but no, they're not gonna not do it. They're going to do it. You see what I'm saying? They're still gonna play the play. They don't have no choice. They don't have a choice but to play the play. You see what I'm saying? It's not like they're not gonna. You see, that's what I'm telling them right now. Right? You have no choice but to go and play the play. So you play it. It's a weak play. But I'm gonna tell you something. If I didn't know in this if I didn't see it in the hieroglyphics, she would probably have got me. You see what I'm saying? You could have got me, maybe, possibly. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Because I ain't see you, and that's why it's important. If I don't see you, then there ain't no way. You see, but that's why it's important to learn the way that we learn. That's why it's important to learn the way we learned. Because she can't get me. There ain't no if I didn't. The sun taught me and showed me. There it is. Showed you, showed me, showed everybody. Mm-hmm. So you want to see it, and you see. You see. I already know, man. We got stuff from around the globe, man. We got everything, bro. Like, and still counting. Like, there's stuff. I've literally translated the rarest mineral on the planet, and nobody didn't even know that it could be translated. But that's the Earth grew it. The Earth grew that. She has her own intelligence and is way more intelligent than any of you. She tell you. Most people don't listen though. But I do. I listen to her, my mother and my father, the sun and the earth. And that's why we got this stuff. I always try to show some sort of hieroglyphics. You know, I try to show something. What the image in the back? There's all kind of stuff, man, on here. I ain't doing the full translation. I'm getting up off that. I just was showing you that real fast because I'm not doing the full translation of that right now. I've been on here for 2 hours already. Yeah, been on here for 2 hours and 16 minutes. I ain't doing the full translation of that right here. Later on, I'm gonna dig back into some of the stuff that proves. I'm gonna show some hieroglyphics later. Yeah, I'm gonna show the bones. Probably be like early, maybe 4 or 5. It ain't gonna be 7 tonight because I ain't gonna be, sometime that'd be too late for me to go on. I like to go on a little earlier than that. Yeah. Eventually, I will make movies about this stuff. Not the way they made movies, though. Way better. Way better. It's gonna literally rock your whole soul. The movies I make. Yeah, because it's gonna at every moment it's gonna attach to your soul. They're not capable of doing that. No, they're not. They can't tell the story proper. No, they can't. They don't know the nuances of it. So the things that make the story beautiful, they don't know it. And I do. Mm-hmm. With that, I want to pay divine honors to the universe, our sky family. Divine honors to our Father, the Sun. Divine honors to our ancestors. Divine honors to Big Mama Earth. Let's go. Divine honors to Mama Earth and our ancestral lands, Tom Mary. You might know as the Americas. Look, and it's a damn shame because look, these people's parents wanted to do colonization. They wanted to practice colonization, and now this is the scenario. And there go your dad right there. But you want to be colonized into.
Oh my God. Gainesville, Florida is on fire right now. Gainesville, Florida is on fire right now, folks, leading to mandatory evacuations on the north side of town. And here at Beyond Florida, we have exclusive footage of this 60-acre fire that's threatening the city. Now, folks, you could just see how smoky it is out here. We're in a part of town that's just on the north side of the city. There's a big wooded area here.
Yeah, now you don't know. What?
Oh my God.
Another plane went down right this morning. Early this morning, early. In the middle of the night, they want to fly around, try to do stuff to people, and all that's not happening no more. Your manifestations are done. You're not going to make it. No, I'm just trying to get the
Gainesville, Florida.
That's a shooting star. Yeah.
look. That's the 7.5 earthquake just happened. You want to colonize the Americas? They showing all these fake profiles, avatar people. Look, it's crazy. These people are crazy. Look, they're going to plane right there. The lady got a garden hose on it. Look. I was just running. Look at the lady with the garden hose on. Hey, get the heck out the way with that garden hose. You don't supposed to be out there. You don't know if there's another explosion or something going to happen. Dingbat, get out of there. You in the way. You don't know if they got some more stuff in there can explode. You don't know. You're still sitting there. You ain't got no fire, nothing. You're going to just be another person in the way. That goes on and on and on and on. We can keep going on this. I mean, that's on right there. That like.
Breaking news, a major 7.5 magnitude earthquake has struck off the northeastern coast. Breaking news, a major 7.5 magnitude earthquake has struck off the northeastern coast of Japan.
Divine honors to
The President of the United States posting this stuff in the middle of the night should leave everybody a tiny bit concerned. And now...
No, he's scared. Look, he's scary.
The President of the United States posting this stuff in the middle of the night
They scared.
should leave everybody a tiny bit concerned.
And now, death is near, and so I face the final curtain.
You sure do.
My friend,
I'm not your friend.
make it clear, I've staked my case, of which...
And now the end is near, so I face the final curtain, my friend. I'll make it clear. I'll stay back.
And you just gonna sit there. And you just gonna sit there, right? They're gonna say anything right to your face, and you ain't gonna do nothing. Say right to your face, and you're not gonna do anything. How's that sound? Man, bro. They just like little sheep walk right over there while the music's playing. They're saying the music right there and everything. They walk right over there. Boom. Damn, bro. Damn. It's bad out here, bro. It's bad out here. You scared. We ain't scared. We're like, go ahead. Go ahead. You ain't scaring us. We're just like, yeah. That's how we're doing. All right. You know you ain't got that much time. You know what it is. And that's what you don't know. Homeboy is so insecure, he gonna take every one of you down with him. And you, there ain't no way you could. Everybody like, I'm throwing my hat. No, I threw mine. I ain't messing with him no more. No. This ain't a game. This ain't a game. You don't get to quit. You don't get to quit. This ain't a game, Trumpers. All y'all with the red hats on. This ain't a game. You're going all the way to the end. I mean, all the way to the end. You're going to have to ride it all the way to the end. I'm talking about he's going to go. Once he goes, that's your fate. You got to know that. Got to know it. You attached your fate to his. You don't know how this earth works. You don't know how the things on the earth works, how it's decided who passes away and who doesn't. That's what you don't understand. But I do. I know how things are decided on this planet on who passes away and who doesn't. It's not decided by anybody in the flesh. It's decided by the unseen energies they call the multiverse. You don't understand it. You don't know. You just think it's air and it's some stupid thing, and it's not. It's the most intelligent thing, actually. It's what runs the physical. You don't know how to be part of it in that way, to where death can't come to you. You don't understand that. No, you don't understand it. There's a knowledge to it. You could understand, but you could understand it. It could be part of you, and you could be divine alignment and be promised tomorrow. Yeah, you could. You could be promised tomorrow on this planet. Yes, you can. They didn't tell you that, but I'm telling you that you can. I'm telling you that I am. I'm telling you there's people in here right now that learned how to do it too. I taught them how to do it, and they know how to. They're promised tomorrow. It's a fact. There's people on the planet right now that's in this room right now are promised tomorrow. You could not do anything to them. No, you can't. They're just as divinely protected as me. Their families have star seeds inside of them, if not, and they're star seeds themselves. So they have like their family are part of what happens in the cycle moving forward, the futures that you're not part of, you're not here for. So the people who are not here for those futures do not get to decide now that about those futures. You don't get to decide, and you don't understand that. You don't understand that. You're a cell in the brain that don't get to do that, even though another cell told you that you do. You don't understand that there are certain cells on the planet, in the brain of this planet, that you ain't gonna be able to do anything about. You don't really get it. You see, but my people do understand that. They do understand the cosmic ways of which the cycles are birthed on this planet and the laws that birth them. You need to understand the laws of this planet. You have these policing laws, but that's not a law, really. They're not laws. You see, and they ain't teach you the real laws of the multiverse here. It's a full multiverse here. And once you learn it and become part of it, it's the most profound thing there is. There's nothing more profound than it. You become part of the infinite all of things. Yeah, you do. I mean, you all are anyway, but some of you don't claim it. Most of you don't. Most of you. I'll say most of you. 90 some odd percent. Don't claim your birthright, and that's your birthright, because you don't understand that that's what your soul came here to do. You don't understand. I don't care if you got $1 trillion. You are not successful. No. Because you're broke, really. In your spiritual, people who get $1 trillion, right? They get on the money pad, and they think they go to 1 million, then 10 million, 10 million, it goes to 100 million, 100 million go to a billion, then you go to 10 billion, and you're trillionaire now. And you find out that there ain't nothing there. Because you didn't come here for that. And that's why they have the highest rate of mortality taking themselves out. Those people with all the money, because they figure out that you just isolated yourself is what you did. You isolated yourself. See, and you didn't, and now you followed a path that is, now when you get there, now you gotta go and try to, you're scared, you're frightened. So you live in a frightened way. You can't be around other people who don't have that kind of money that you do. Can't be none of that stuff. Then as you go along with all that stuff, you wish, and if you were like a very famous celebrity, most of those people in that world wish they was just regular people, man, that just had some money and just kind of kept it quiet. I'm like, oh, I ain't trying to do all that. Cool. Seeing this, but it's not how you signed, not what you signed up for. So but when you start realizing that ain't success, that's not success, because success is finding what your soul's purpose is. And I ain't talking about in a stupid hunky-dory way, like, oh, I just want to go do my, feed the world. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about, that's a beautiful thing to do too, but I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about your actual soul's purpose. And this is where you find it here. Can't go nowhere else. There ain't nowhere else to do it. Mm-mm. Yo, there's another dude that was up there scrapping with the princes, and I want to know who the heck that was. I want to know who it is. There's a dude, he's right there too. I ain't seen him. It's one of y'all. I just trying to figure out which one of y'all. It's you and your son too. One of your kids. One of your children, I should say. One of your children. They're gonna have guests. Yeah, they are. Damn. Yeah, damn. Yeah, damn. It's real out here, bro. Good thing we got, close with the sun and the earth. That's all I can say. Because they the only ones that can do anything for you. They the only ones. They the only ones. Then you start getting the children of the sun incarnated all in here, so you can feel comfortable, man, that they can't do nothing to you. Now the all children of the sun is now all up and through here. They just driving around having sightseeing. They doing sightseeing and stuff now. They're like just riding around like, yeah, I'm just, hey guys. Yeah, I want to be right over here. We're going to take that right there. Like, yeah. Because they on them ships, and they've been on them ships for a little while. And they want to get on this planet. I want them to get on this. I need them on this planet. Y'all come down here. They hate that. They're like, oh God. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, we need y'all here. We don't rock with them. You see the people. Y'all see me up here every day. Y'all just tapped into the internet and watch me up here. So yeah. Y'all come down closer, y'all. They're not gonna do nothing. The ones that are colonized everything, they scared. They're scared. You're gonna know them right away. They're scared. And that's most of them. The other brothers and sisters, they're gonna be like, yeah, let's go. We know exactly who you are. We've been waiting for you to get here. We know who you are. That's what they're gonna tell you. We know exactly who you are. Welcome home. Welcome to this side of the cosmos. This your home too. Let's go. Them people got to go. Yes. It's a royal decree that all of those our sky family are allowed to descend upon this planet and be right in here. Do anything they could. Yup. Get these people up out of there. You can begin that whenever you would like. Yes. Whenever, we already know when that is. So you're waiting for the same thing we're waiting for. So they know the cycle very well, just like we do. And we're going to honor it. That's what we're going to do. Cheeto Dust, he knows what it is. He know he lost. Shooby dooby doo. That's why he's playing that. That's why he's playing that music. Shooby dooby doo. Right to his people, and they're like, "What is this? What is going on?" No, wait a second. Wait, we're just gonna have another vote. Get Obama back in here. The one lady said that. We're just gonna get him out of here, and then we're gonna bring Obama back, and then we're gonna, and for the interim, and then we're going to, and then we're going, then we're going to do a new election. It's a wrap-a-roni San Francisco treat. Okay? It's over, lady. Okay? Ain't gonna be no, you're gonna get Obama in here. Okay? We don't want no more zesty Italian dressings being around here. You ain't running no more corporations in here. You ain't taking that seriously that I said that, but they certainly are, because they're not telling you that you supposed to be like that dude right there. Yeah. You don't understand. They're not never going to tell you, but I'm telling you. So, whether you believe me or not, I'm here for your belief system. I'm telling you what it is, and that's what's going on. And you haven't been listening, but now you listening now, ain't you? Now you in the crawl spaces of your house. I didn't want that for you. So it's not like I'm trying to make fun of you. I try to save you. I try to stop that from happening to you. That's a fact. That's a fact. You couldn't get out your own way. You said I was stupid and funny looking. Where's my mom? That's what you said. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Don't act like I'm the freaking bad guy here, because I don't want to see you down there and doing that. But that's what has got to happen. You did it. You did it. Especially don't want to see no kids and all that. I try to save them. I try to save you. I try to save you. I try to save you. Remember that. Remember it. I already tried. I did everything too. I did everything. I searched the face of the globe of our Mother Earth herself. I searched her full face from one end to another, bruh, to try to save you. Even while you and I knew you was Netflixing and children and I was chilling, and I still ain't cared. I still went and did it for you. You took it for granted and didn't thought it was just another black man. You know, and that nobody has to pay for what was did to you. We're gonna do a protest if somebody thinks that they do. We're gonna protest. Because I've heard you say that too. So, you know, it's that's beautiful. Fine. You got your stance, and just remember that. Just remember you just keep that whole thing going on. Don't try to act like, oh, I'm holy and now I want the Bible study. I don't like the Bible. I don't like the Bible. And I came here and told you that it wasn't real, and you said I was stupid and crazy and funny looking and all that. What do you want me to do? So I'm not going to explain myself. It's going to be boom, boom, boom. Y'all go in here. And that's what it is. Y'all go. That's it. We already know who's who. And the people that I might have possibly missed, my people that seen them. They seen them and they were like, nah, Earth, that ain't going down, Earth. Now look. Here's the paperwork on them. And that's it. And it's going to be that. I'm not listening to you over them ever. You know what I'm saying? They made the light cycle. That is your soul's purpose. That is the hardest thing to do on the planet Earth. Nobody in over 24,000 years since we left the last time has done it. We can't even get into how many numbers of people that is. Can't even get into it. Nobody has done it. Nobody has done it. So those people, you got to understand that you become legendary, the people who make it. You make it. That's, I mean, I can't express with words how, you see, I can't express, I don't know how to say it. It's amazing. The most amazing thing that can be done. I mean, when you're talking about, I don't even know. There's no words to say it, man. It's just, you got my full respect, my whole full everything. You know, I can't say any. I ain't got nothing to tell. What's up, bro? Let's go. Like, here, come on. What do you want to do? I don't know. But that's how that is. Like, I have no words. Like, you did it. And I like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. There ain't nothing to say, but let's celebrate. Celebrate it. Celebrate that you did it. Celebrate it. Let's get everybody else in here. Get over here. Let's go. Who else made it? And because everybody in here is interested to know who exactly made it. Everybody in here is interested to know who exactly made it, man. I know, like, I have an idea of the people. Like, I have my chosen elect people. I have those people that's inside of the ones who make it. You know what I mean? Because there's, people who are very close to me have been close to me this whole time. You know what I mean? So, and they're close to y'all too. You know what I mean? And y'all know who they are too. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They help the balance of our whole thing, and they're very necessary. So what you mean? Just make the life cycle, yo. You almost there. I'm telling you. You hear Bull? He's doing his own curtain call. Just keep your head down. Don't worry about it. How do we know? Don't worry about it. Put your head back down and just keep doing the information. Don't worry about it. Worry about all that. You popped your head up for a second. Chill out, man. Just keep your head down. Keep going forward. You almost everybody like what? Wait. Don't look back. I know there's some things that they're going to try to do to try to get me to go back and try to get me to scrap them. I know what those things are. I have an idea. If that doesn't happen in that way, I'll affect it. But I won't turn back. I won't turn back for no one. For no one. Because I have the people that I need to have. And I don't care what it is. I won't turn back. You never heard of none of this stuff? Oh, man. You here now? Go do your fruits and flowers offerings. Put a 2 in the chat if you ain't never heard of this stuff I've been saying. I'm going to get right into my vehicle like it ain't nothing and go. I'm going to get right into my shipping. I'm just going to go. Like it ain't nothing. Like I did it. Like I've been doing it forever. Because I have. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be excited, all crazy. I'm going to be happy, of course. But I'm just going to get right in there and I'm going to leave. Just let you know. I'm just going to get right in there. I'm going to peel back. Like I just jumped in a freaking Eldorado Cadillac and just left. That's what's going to happen, dude. Okay. I ain't leaving the planet, but I'm gonna go handle my beehive. I'm gonna go handle my father's business like I always did every day around here. That's what's gonna happen, guys. The sun is sunning. His frequency is blanketing the planet again. He's crossing the face of the moon all the time now. He's like doing whatever he wants. Like, you ever seen the like the UFC fights or whatever, when they be doing the pose offs, when they do the weigh-ins and all that? They do the pose offs and they get in front of each other. That John, son got in front of me. Get out the way. And him like that. Get out the way, man. When wet. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send my son come collect you. And he gonna tell me come collect you. He already told me come collect you. And I'm going to. Because I listen to my father, what he says, and I go handle that. He knows what's best. Period. How do you think we got here? How do you think we got here, dude? You better start understanding that that's not like a crazy statement. Not a crazy statement at all. Very profound, amazing statement that all people should be trying to tap into. If you're not, you are the old earth and you're out of here. You better tap in. I'm telling you. I've been telling you. Some people just can't do it. They just. Oh, well, I don't know what to say. We going over there where it smells like how it did when you was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're gonna all those familiar smells. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When the innocence was back on the planet, when you thought it was innocent on the planet, but when you got older, you realize this planet ain't innocent. We're gonna have to do something about it. Because those days are lost, and then you lose your innocence of your life. You see, and that's a shame, because the way you felt about the earth when you were a child is the way you should always be. You see what I'm saying? Have your imagination and have the possibilities be able to come true. And when you were a child, you thought that that's what could happen. And you found out that you found out that there's people. Now that we know, now we see the whole Shadow Shapeshifter gate at the top of this whole John and their whole thing. Like, it's worse than we ever would have. I could have. Somebody would have told me when I was a kid that when I was a young child that the Saturn Shapeshifter. I would have been like, you see, that's why you gotta walk them into it. You gotta see the places in which their brain is developed enough to understand that that's what happened and that's what's going on. Because there's going to come a time where people aren't going to understand that happened here. It's going to be thousands and thousands of years past when this time happens, you see? And then they're going to be in the light cycle in heaven, like waking up to that every day. And they ain't gonna understand that. None of that. Like what happened here. They're not gonna understand it. You see? Just like the people right now don't understand that. Not knowing anything a world, a earth without that, without all of this. So can't exist like this anymore. It's everybody can see it. Their conflict is literally putting the earth on the verge of her health collapsing. And they don't give a damn. They're gonna keep going. And then they talking about drill some more oil. No, we can't have you guys can't have you here no more. You're too much of a dingbat, too much of a nincompoop to even be like, and then your people are too soft to ever do anything. But they swear that there's some people who ran over to Africa and got people. And then when you don't like that narrative, when you challenge and you show people that's a lie, a narrative, those people don't like you. They don't like you because of that. The balance must be restored here. And that's why we're here. That's why you incarnated here at this particular time. I know that sounds crazy, but people can kind of see that that's not that crazy anymore. Ain't that crazy anymore. You got full-blown supervillains. Listen to me closely. I'll say it again. You got full-blown supervillains on the planet. You don't think that you ain't got superheroes on the planet too? You're wrong. You're wrong. Major ones. We got major supervillains on the planet. You ain't gonna have energies like them here and not have the bigger light energy here. You ain't gonna, because they grew up into that. They got full of shit, full of their own shit, literally. Literally. Pompous for no reason. Bunch of power pigs running around, easy to deal with. They hid our information, our technology, so we can't deal with them, and stole the royal birthright, put themselves up as the royal bloodlines. You ain't royal. You ain't royal. So get that through your goddamn head. You see what I'm saying? They ain't royal. But ancestors is here, man. All the Sky family, man. They all here, man. Have a full-blown barbecue here. So don't you worry about it. I mean, full-blown with all the family from around the cosmos. And the inner earth, everything. Loving it. Inner oceans, inner earth, inner everything. So I'm more focused on that. I ain't really focused on them. I don't care about them. I'm not angry. I'm not anything. I'm just ready to get the things done that are necessary to get our planet back to health. Like that's it. And bring peace to the planet. That's it. I don't really, if it takes me being ferocious with these cave people, that's what I'll do. And that's it. And if you don't understand, you don't think that it's gonna, and you think that this is gonna be some bargain or something, or so everybody got to raise their hand. It's gonna be majority rules and all that. No, I am going to just run down your back and do it. So I ain't got time to do a vote. That's it. And that's just how it is. I know what we need and what's necessary. I am the actual leader of this planet, not the people you have on your TV. So I've been leading this planet for a while now. So it ain't hard for me. You know what I'm saying? They sent me to do it. It sent me to do it. I'm designed and conditioned, trained to go. Literally. So are my people. I trained them well too, trained them to go. And they don't go. But we know when to go and when not to. You see? Once that horn go off, boy, that thing gonna be oh damn. That's gonna stop you, and that's gonna once that goes off, man, it's just okay, let's get it. And then it's our cycle. It is hush your mouth now. Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth. Here's all your people, all your higher ups here. Get over here. Get on that bridge. That's your higher up right there, and he can tell me. He can tell that he's running it. Walk off that jump. Bloop, bloop. And they go, oh. Well, you next one. Higher up. You walk up to here. Walk off there. Walk off there. Walk off. All y'all walk off. And then I'm going to walk off into the sunset. So what I'm going to do with my people, we're not going to look back. We're not going to anything. We're just going to walk away. Walk away from you. Go into the city of the sun. That's it. Go in there. It's going to be that. And we're going to go do push our cycle. That's going to be that for y'all, not our relationship at all, or us even speaking to you. There is nothing to talk about. There is no anything. Like, you're not there. You're not there. You're not there. We have a cycle that's happening. You feel what I'm saying? We have a cycle that's happening, and we pay attention to stuff. We don't care about. I mean, what are we going to do with you? Listen to you cry and like, why are you doing that? Why didn't you come pick me? Why didn't you get me? Why can't I go? What are you going to do? Come to the city of the sun and be like, why are you doing ever in this place? Why are you? There's no amps in the park, and there's no. The police said it. I walked over to them and asked them, is there amps in the park? And they said, no, you're not really allowed to have them. And so I came back over to you, and I said, they said it. Hell no. You ain't going to be nowhere near anybody's anything. You're not fit to be around a civilization. You're in the way. And it's just too much. It's just too much anymore. Can't do it. Can't do it. Stop this, I say. And homeboy was like, I would not like to get into a physical altercation with you. I was like, what? What? I'd be like, what do you mean? Like, would you feel like you're going to do something? What? I don't want to get into an altercation. So basically you're saying if I don't stop, you're going to do something to me? Well, no, I just don't want to be in an altercation. You see, and that's a victim blame. They're victim blamers too. You see, they know if they get into that altercation, they're going to get beat up. And then that precursors the victim blame. So they can be like, I said I didn't want to get into an altercation. You brought the altercation over there. And that's their whole thing. Exactly. It's a horrible, horrific consciousness that they do here. It's so weird. It's so weird and dark. It's dark because they act like they're the savior of something, but you're not saving anyone. You're in the way of of the earth's happiness and the growth of humanity. Yes, you are. Your mathematicians, the people who you propagate as the best mathematicians, like the dude who was on there with I don't know the guy's name. Let me get it actually, because I don't like the guy that much. I'll go get your thing. You stop the growth of humanity, pretending that you're intelligent. What's the guy's name that was on Joe Rogan with Terrence Howard, and he's a mathematician? Eric Wine, another Bowery boy, Jewish, another Jew, liar. Yeah, Weinstein, Eric Weinstein. Stop the growth of humanity. Yes, this man right here. Let me get his face. Let me zoom it in for everyone. This man right here. This man right here. In the he's the modern day Darwin, like Carl Leanis. Look, that's the modern day Carl Leanis. Literally stop the growth of humanity with his fake pretending to be intelligent. Eric Weinstein, him. Literally. They're actively doing it today. That's all they do. They don't do anything else. Literally, he's propped up in the world as a smart person for doing diabolical things to keep the earth low. And that's what's so crazy about this whole thing. If you ask him how the pyramids were made, he was like, I don't know. So how are you the intelligence here? How? And then you're saying what he's saying is wrong. How? You don't know what you're talking about. It don't make sense. It don't make sense, yo. Not making no damn sense. Yeah, you don't make no sense. None of your people make sense when you talk. You just say a lot of words and you made up so many different theories and so many different things. All of this stuff is confusing now. And that's what you want it to be. You want it all to be confusing, but it shouldn't be confusing for the Earth's population. It shouldn't. And you are not supposed to make it confusing for the Earth's people to understand. And then now you only understand it so you can stand up there. Man, no. Because I can prove you're a dingbat. You won't ever have no nothing with me, because I'm gonna ask you a simple question: how the pyramids were built, and you're gonna say you don't know, and we're like, so what makes you so intelligent, and why anybody should be listening to you when there's millions of pyramids, and there's obviously a higher mathematics than the one you use. Sounds like you're trampling the real mathematics. See, somebody needs to say that, but see, on these little Caucasian networks, you can't say that. You ain't gonna, and I don't never have you on again. I don't give a damn. I'm not on your network. Debate what? You could come up here right now, man. Will I debate who?
It was good, Earth.
What's up? Debate who?
I was talking about Eric Weinstein. Like, would you debate him on like any topic, like whatever he like?
I would crush him. What? I would crush him. I would embarrass that man.
Nah, he be
like, I would do him like what's his name? Softball him up.
Nah,
there.
to me he make no sense. Like I heard him on the podcast, like Joe Rogan. I'm like, what do you like? It don't make sense to me. Like when I heard him, so I don't
embarrass that man. He would get embarrassed. He's a 16 now. He's not ready. Not ready, boy.
I don't know why they give him.
I would ask him questions to literally. I would end his career if he ever tried to be like that with me. Because if he tried to debate me, he would get his career ended. His career would end.
What is his career? What does he even do? Like, what does he do?
Well, he's a mathematician, but it doesn't make sense. His math doesn't get you to being able to build a pyramid. So like, how are you a mathematician or anything? How are you at anything?
So what would be the objective of the math that he's teaching? Like, what is he trying to solve exactly? Like,
for banking, and basically banking and to subjugate the planet.
Resource.
It's for banking. That's not banking. That's like for counting commodities and all of that. That ain't the same thing as the flower of life.
Facts.
Like, and see, his people have came here just like Terrence Howard. See, Terrence Howard don't understand that his people are the ones who tore down the free energy concepts.
Yeah.
You see, though all those scientists that got knocked off, there's like 10 of them that just got knocked off.
Yeah.
They're not in divine alignment. You see, you can come collect them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Those scientists got knocked off because they know that what I'm saying is real.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that stuff is starting to come out, and them people don't want that to come out, even though we're saying it. I'm in divine alignment. They're not. They work for them.
Yeah, because like
so they can come get you.
Yeah, are you familiar with Charles Darwin and like the whole stuff that he was basically saying, like the whole science?
Did you just get in here or something?
Nah, I mentioned him because like I do you're familiar with him. Basically, the whole bogus thing about him that I feel like was the one I learned about him was like he was trying to say like, oh, black people come from Africa, like the whole out of Africa theory thing, right? The whole argument. And
I was just here. I just did a whole study on it for 2 hours, bro. I've been in here for 3 hours now.
I must have missed it. My fault. You know what I'm saying? I was outside getting some sun. You feel what I'm saying? So I apologize, but
you just broke the whole thing down. I just literally broke that whole thing down, brother.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to like gift in the stream, and then you can watch the replay.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely tune in. I'll definitely tune in.
I dropped all the receipts, man. I just showed. That's why I have them in the background right there.
Yeah, there you go. Nah, I believe it. Yeah, I see him, bro.
That's why I have him right there.
There you go.
I just did the whole study on him. Yes, it shows. Yes, these people are trying to colonize the Americas, and you can see this is the ape race of people trying to colonize.
Clear as day.
It's clear as day.
Look at her. Just look at her.
We are not the same bloodline, and you can clearly see we're not.
No way. And then, wait, did he exist at the same time as what was the preserved specimen for the? What was his name? The preserved
Charles Darwin. He possibly. Let me think. He might have been
the preserved specimen for the not the Homo sapien. Homo sapien.
No, Carl Leanus was earlier. Carl Leanus is earlier.
Earlier than okay, so he wasn't.
Yeah.
So that came after like the whole.
I'm about to tell you the years right now. I got you. I'm about to make sure.
I go break it down, brother.
I think because Carl Leanus was 1700, early 1700s.
Yeah.
When was Charles Darwin? 18. He was 18. Yeah, 1809 to 1882.
But just the same thing, right? Just all the same playbook, really, or
all the same playbook. Which name gave? Well. It went. It like evolved itself, right? It went from taxonomy, right, to taxonomy to reclassifying plants, and then he brought up Homo sapien, right?
Yeah.
That is laid the groundwork for classification. So that is what laid the groundwork for eugenics. So basically, yes. But it laid the groundwork for eugenics. That makes sense?
Yeah, 100%. When he was trying to do, he was showing him the document with the Know Nothing political party, and he was a Native American. That's when I first
yesterday.
Yeah. Because when I first saw your content, I saw your content like a year ago. I saw you fry this dude that was getting on here calling people like pretendians and whatnot, and he came in here was like saying the N-word, and he was like, all right. So you showed him the Know Nothing political party, and then he was like, oh, that's not my people, and then you showed him, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Go get the books, man.
Yeah.
Do you have my books, man?
The Earth Speaks? No, I got to get it. I'm going to get it soon. It's on Amazon, right?
When the Earth Speaks, man. That has all the stuff, the study that we did today. It's right here. It's on Amazon. Type my name in there, Alex Dunbar.
Got you.
I got 2 books out. I got that book I wrote 2 years ago, and I got another book.
It's 2 years ago?
I wrote that 2 years ago. That's what I'm saying. You ain't got the book.
Yes, where I've been.
What's up, Casey? What's up, Casey?
Hey.
What's up?
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about how the out of Africa theory is not real.
What's the out of Africa theory?
Exactly. So what you doing here? What are you doing here? Why don't you go?
You said debate about anything.
You don't. You a dingbat, so you don't know enough to debate somebody. You ain't read nothing in years. What the hell?
What the?
I can't help you debate myself.
Yeah, I don't
What
understand.
you're talking about if you don't know what it is, so how are we gonna debate it? Dingbat?
There's nothing to debate. Yeah.
Ain't nothing to debate. Use dingbat. Don't know. You know what I mean? Like what? You two, that shows you how much of a dingbat you actually are. You don't even know you too dingbatted up to even know that you too much of a dingbat. Like that's you just like double crazy. You done broke a damn dingbat record. This is crazy. What's going on? No, but I appreciate you, man. Go get the book on Amazon, man. They're not that expensive. You're spending your money on something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Exactly. Go get the knowledge, bro.
Got you,
Teach
brother.
that to your children if you got kids and stuff like that, brother.
No, I got no kids. Yeah, I'm just trying.
There ain't no excuses, though. There ain't no excuses, though, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. Because my intention is to know enough. I don't want to have kids yet until I know enough about, my lineage and how far, whatever. And then boom, you feel what I'm saying?
You might want to go get that. That's the foundation of our people, that book.
Yeah,
My second book, it tells the whole history of our people through the hieroglyphics. It breaks down all the hieroglyphics, shows you how to read the cuneiform. So it gets crazy,
right,
man.
To a T, yeah. All right, I got you. I'm familiar with you know who Noble Drew Ali is?
Yeah, I mean, another traitor.
Yeah, but
African,
I'm familiar with that history and the Nation of Islam, all that crap. Yeah,
that ain't got nothing to do with us.
Yeah, but that's like stuff. Yeah, that's stuff like people like to get into. But I like to tell you that's like crap, and that's yeah, I know.
He ain't talking no mound builder, nothing.
Nope, just crazy.
He's not talking mound builder culture. Yeah. He's not talking none of that. He ain't talking no nothing.
Yeah, that's like
not talking no nothing. They propagated that. If anybody that they want to just like to say his name. I think that people just like to say his name.
Yeah, that's what it comes to. Oh my god, yeah.
Just like to say that. And that makes people think. It makes people think that they're
he's important. So yeah, he talk about it.
Yeah, he's not. He ain't never did shit. He ain't never did shit.
A bunch of bogus science. That's it.
It's the same thing they do with Marcus Garvey and all these other people. Malcolm X. I mean, look, dude, they ain't never did anything. They ain't did anything. No, they were trying to speak up for our people, and I appreciate that. But you didn't take them down the path they were supposed to go to.
No.
Then once you start going down the path, you seen at the end, you're like, oh man, they stole,
come on, man.
We Aboriginal American, and now they bush. Yeah, because you didn't already took this, that, the third, took this check, went this here. Now you out of divine alignment, and they know it, and they can pluck you off without getting plucked off.
Yeah.
See, I'm in divine alignment. They can't pluck me off. They're gonna get plucked off themselves because death is afraid of me. If they try to come collect me, death gonna look at them like, you bringing me over to the prince? That's what they're going to. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's happening right now. Death is gonna do you like Homeboy, like Tony Montana did Homeboy in the car and was like, "I try to tell you."
I try
to. I'm like, yeah, he gonna do you just like that. He gonna look at you like, I ain't what?
Thanks.
This you don't understand that if you do that I come get you. That's the rules, and you don't know that. Because the people who sent you are dingbats, and they're just trying to test the water, and you're the test.
Yeah, they really don't know.
Who we got right here? Franklin Lincoln.
My brother, man. Hey, look, I was on my walk listening to you earlier, man, and you put up those pictures of the trees, dog. You made me take a complete stop. I stopped, looked at my surrounding, and looked at the trees. And as you went to the next screen, you were talking about how the coal. And I was like, wow, ain't that interesting? Because I live in one of the oldest forests, bro. I'm in it. I'm in it, and I'm walking
Really?
around, and you put that picture up, made me stop and pause, because if you really look at the trees and you look at the example that you gave us, man, if you don't start paying attention, that's all I wanted to say, my brother. That's all I wanted to say is like,
No problem.
You
Gotta
making
pay
us, you
attention,
making
exactly.
all of us pay attention to natural sightings that we walk around every day. Every day we walk around these things and we don't pay attention because it's a tree, but you don't know how or where that tree was formed and how it was formed and the overgrowth that created that. And if you look at that picture, if you could put that picture up, I know you're on Darwin, but if you could put that picture up so they can see it again, they can look outside and be like, oh, them trees are in front of me right now. And it will click. There it is. There it is. All of them. And like I said, I live in the oldest natural forest.
These trees aren't in front of you. You can't see these trees anymore. These trees right here are extinct now. These are old trees that went extinct in the Ice Age after the Devonian period. But they did make many different offsprings of these trees. So there are, yes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing the relationship to the examples that you're putting up there. That's all. Just relatable.
Absolutely.
Making the information relatable for all.
These are giants. These are giant trees. Like these are giant trees. So these were done when the giants, you say, roamed the planet. You see what I'm saying? So not to go over you, but I showed them too. Yes. I showed that in the second book. I show in the second book. The first book, I just broke it down scientifically, everything. You know what I mean? So we have a firm foundation scientifically about everything that I'm talking about, and I got all of their science out the way.
Yes.
Second book, I start digging into the glyphs and telling the story.
And see, that's where it gets even more interesting, is when we are able to find relatable facts, artifacts that relate to other civilizations. And when you start looking at those key facts, you can look at things in maybe a reverse migration pattern to solidify exactly what you're saying for those that cannot understand what you're saying, because they want to argue with you like you're crazy, bro. You're not. Like, this information, like, I follow you, I've seen you when you were in Tulum, and all I'm going to say, did you ever notice the T formation?
I didn't go to Tulum. I went to Chichen Itza. I've been everywhere though.
That's what I mentioned. My fault for misspeaking. But I'm saying is, have you ever noticed the T formation and then the blocks above and the blocks below? It's hard for me to explain it because I'm just grabbing this information.
And what?
Those figures, those places that you were in, the T, the universal T that is there. When you look at those artifacts, you'll pull out the T.
You see the T that is like the beginning of the cross, the celestial cross, and the beginning of like what they call the Ankh today. That T that you're talking about, I've seen that. I've seen it, but that's what that is.
Okay, because what I'm just trying to say is going back to what you were saying with the Mesopotamia and getting the three sisters. I believe if we go backwards, right? So in order for the Mesopotamia to get this information, they had to have gotten it from where? Over here. So if we take that information and just take it backwards, you'll start noticing those identifying marks that help form said societies and said cultures. I'm just expanding. I'm trying to wrap my brain around a little bit more deeper to what you were saying. I'm looking at it. Well,
I get the book.
If I find this culture here in Mesoamerica, as we call it, right? South America, if we find these artifacts in these temples predate these temples over here, but yet we find the relatable knowledge over here at this temple, who came first? And it goes back to what you were saying in my mind. You follow what I'm trying to get at?
It goes back to the whole cold, the whole everything, the whole situation. It goes back to all the scientific proof you can prove to where it all starts, and the mound building and all of that kind of stuff. Mound builders are the pyramid builders. Africa don't have no mounds, so it shows that Africa's not the culture that built the pyramids in Africa. Somebody else came over there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I was getting at. And that's why I'm saying everything we have been taught in this collective McGraw system has been teaching us to look the other way. And now if we look back in reverse, everything starts to look better, bigger. You start
right, because they wanted to start everything in Egypt and Mesopotamia and all that over there. They want to say that's where the first civilizations come from. No. Those civilizations, that's a small part of the big civilization that comes from the Americas. The splash, like if you dump some milk, right, on the floor, right? I always use this analogy. Say you spill some milk, right? Where the initial spill is you're gonna have the most of the liquid. Then you're gonna have trickle down splices and splashes of it outwards, but then it'll run out, right? You see, like in Africa, we have 250,000 fresh drinking water rivers in North America alone. 8,500 in Canada, and South America has the largest fresh watershed on the planet. Africa has 67 fresh drinking waters in the rivers in the whole planet. It shows nobody was there doing anything. You couldn't have an empire. There's no way you had an empire with that little of river systems. You see what I'm saying? So it shows with the pyramid, we have more pyramids in the Americas than the rest of the world combined. Shows that the culture, the splash of the culture comes from here and it trickled down to the rest of the planet where Africa only has 256. We have millions here. Millions of things, millions of artifacts and mounds and effigy mounds and pyramids and sites and all the Grand Canyons, and they don't have none of that over there. Period. So it's kind of just like that. The splash of the culture will be in where the culture comes from, and then the trickle down will go into the rest of the globe, and that's what you see today. The trickle down went into Africa. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, very small amount of the culture went there. Very small amount. So, because those African races don't understand nothing but primitive, they'll just try to take the wealth. They don't care about the knowledge.
And the knowledge is what's important.
Yeah, but they don't care. They only care about, there's some gold there or something. They just come strip it, take it. Next thing you know, they see you walking around looking nice because you got the knowledge to be able to do all that, and then they want to take it. And that's what they did. They constantly invaded those places and all of that stuff. And those people were far away from the ancient lands. So they're like, man, we ain't going to just keep sitting over here. We're trying to help you. You don't want it, then we're out. Like, we don't, you know what I mean? Go back to America, and that's it. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. So,
and see, I've been arguing with a lot of people, in one artifact that you can find is corn. Find corn, man. Corn is indigenous to this region here, and you can find corn. They keep trying to say, no, corn was found in 14 something. No, man, corn is a staple, and that's how people were able to eat. Like corn, like it helps. They don't get what I'm trying to say, and I get frustrated because they
gotta get the books, man. I keep telling you that. You don't have. Do you have any one of my books? No.
No, I didn't.
You ain't got no receipts to back nothing up, because right now you're on Trust Me, bro.
No, I trust you, bro.
No. I said you are on Trust Me, bro. I provide the receipt, just like a second ago, right? When you said you were talking about the artifact, the receipt, right? And you was like, pull up that one receipt. Can you get that receipt? And then I went and got it, right?
Whole facts.
You can't do that because you ain't got the book, but this receipt's in my book. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So how you going to run? How you going to debate these people? You ain't got a sword. You ain't got a sword. They start pulling out documents, you lose. You're done. So it's kind of simple as that, man. I appreciate your time, though. Go get the books, man. They're on Amazon. Look up my name, Alex Dunbar. You'll see my books. Appreciate everybody who came in, man. I'm ready to get up out of here and get me something to munch on, man. Earth speaks, don't just speak. I need to get something to eat too. Earth eat, not just speak. Earth eat too. So Earth got to go munch on something, man. All right. All right, then.
Appreciate you, man. Definitely gonna get the books. You heard?
The guy, yeah, go get the books, man.
Got
They're
you,
on
man.
Amazon.
First thing I'm doing.
All right.
Got you, man. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Thank you, man.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody want to have the information, but don't nobody want to go get the book. And go get the freaking books. I've been talking, like, saying this stuff for years up here. Like, so shout out to all the people, man, that came in. Shout out to the people who liked the stream. To 500,000, like, dang, almost 500,000. We had 2,900 people come through the live stream, 19 new followers, and 62 gifters. Let's go. Shout out to everybody who participates in our live stream and helps us get to the live stream goals and stuff. We even got past the live stream goal on to a whole nother one. Let's go. Shout out to all the people who got us to the live goals. Really appreciate all the people who participate, the donators, gifters, and subscribers. If you did donate, I didn't see it yet. Prince Alex didn't send it, so I'll shout you out on the next live stream. It'll be later on today. We'll bring up some of that stuff. It's going to be a cool out zone, man. I'm probably going to be getting into some Emerald Tablet stuff here in the next day or so. We're going to be starting on, let's go through the Emerald Tablets. I got to feel how I feel about that whole thing. I got to see how, what we got to do with that. All right. Shout out to my moderators. Without the mods, we got the 502,000 likes. Damn. Shout out to everybody who liked the stream, man. Appreciate the people who participate, come through, man. Hang out with us and learn something, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to the mods. Without them, we wouldn't have this stream. I think everybody knows that. We be destroying all of their narratives up here, and they certainly don't like that. But we kept it to the scientific information, and we still waiting on a rebuttal. You know what I mean? To the sun knowledge. Ain't no rebuttal to the sun knowledge. And I'm gonna keep coming here.
I could okay, let's see. I was getting paid like 20 an hour.
You're getting paid 20 an hour. How much do you want to make? Do you want to make 50 or 60, 70 or 80, 90 to 100? Like, how much do you want to make?
I think logically speaking, I think 70 would be logical.
Okay, well, if you want to make 70 to be logical, that's not made, that's supervisor, because now you're getting up there in pay scale.
Okay. Okay.
So, don't sell yourself short. Aim high. Why stop at just being a maid? You could be a supervisor, or you have the personality that if you were to be hotel management is really good for you because you could be a concierge at a top tier hotel. Do you know how much they? You could be a concierge at a top tier hotel. Do you know how much they make? They make good fucking.
You know what? The good thing about trade school is that it's not a long time. You can pick up a trade. You could do like a 6 month trade or something like that, and you could pick up a skill. Some trades are less than that. Longer than that. It's not. You're not going to be doing a trade for forever, like a college degree. So, like if you like cooking, maybe getting something in culinary, maybe like she said, computer programming, some form of trade that will boost your skills that will allow you to move up to those positions. Right, even and now what I'm saying that because now is a good time to do it. Because even if your sister is upset about money coming in, if you have the skill, you can bring in more money. So it's not like you're not working on actually providing, and you're not going and finding the assistance program. You're still contributing, but you're also working on yourself in a way to be able to make more.
Okay. All right.
So, I said, if Vegas is anything like DC, when I was going to school, they was giving me a stipend, so there goes money. And if you start, they'll help you. So try to find programs that will help you pay your bills while you're in school.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You're in school.
That you yep, that's a good idea.
You mean like if it's like anything like DC, like what do you mean by that?
Okay, so the first, I've been to school like 50 times. So DC had a tuition assistance program that was for like low income. So DC had a tuition assistant who wanted to like further their education but couldn't afford it. And if you were a DC resident, you automatically were able to apply. They would give you a certain amount of money. They give whatever your major was in. They would give you a certain amount of money towards your books and everything. You didn't have to pay for your tuition because that was taken care of, but they would give you a stipend. So they gave me a stipend for transportation, but because I was driving, I would just take the money and pay my bills because they was giving us like $200 a week to get back and forth to school. And then some programs, when I got sick and I went through Social Security disability, they paid for my whole schooling, paid for my books, everything. But what I did was I was pimping the system. What I did was I applied. I still applied for my Pell Grant and everything. Whatever money that was off that I could get back, I would use that money and live off of it. So every time I went in my school, we did quarters. We didn't do semesters. We did quarters. So every 3 months, I had to reapply for the money. I would max it out so I could get money back. Every 3 months, I would take that money and stack it and pay my bills because I just wanted to go